I found out he was gay, so I called his pastor and had the whole church pray over him. Yeah, I really did that. My name's Dominique, I'm 27, and before you start judging me, let me just say I ain't sorry. Not really. I mean, maybe a little. But not how you think. So let me tell you exactly how this mess popped off. I was living over on 62nd, right off Kensington, in my auntie's upstairs unit. I'd just left my ex and was trying to get back on my feet, doing hair out the back bedroom and picking up shifts at the gas station on Grand. I ain't have much, but I was good. Real good. Until Rashad came around. Rashad was one of them fine head niggas that know he fine and use that against you. Always in some Nike tech, waves spinning, lashes longer than mine. I met him at this lil day party my cousin dragged me to. He was chillin' by the bar with a gold chain and this cocky smirk, like he knew every woman in there was lookin' his way. And he wasn't wrong. We started talkin', and I swear he said all the right things. Told me he just got out of a long relationship, was working security, trying to be serious with somebody real. Fast forward like 2 months and this man at my house every other night, leaving his toothbrush, eating my leftovers, watching Netflix like he paid the damn bill. He met my family. Took my car to work. We had a whole routine. Grocery store runs, late night smoke sessions, runs to the corner store for backwoods and lemonheads. I was all in. Dumb. But then, little things started clickin'. Not even big things, just weird energy. He never wanted to hold hands in public. Always pulled away when I took selfies. And he had this one homeboy named D he was always texting like, too much. I asked him about it once and he brushed it off like, that's my bro, chill. So one night, Rashad in the shower, and I hear his phone buzz. My dumbass peeked. It was open on IG DMs. This nigga had messages from D saying, last night was wild. I still taste you. Bruh, I damn near dropped the phone. I ain't confront him. Not right then. I just watched. Over the next week, I peeped more. Texts. Voice memos. This man had a whole ass thing with D, and a couple other dudes too. One named Malik. One saved under plumber. Rashad was deep in the closet, and I was the fake-ass door keeping him covered. So I started plotting. You wanna use me to play straight? Bet. I know what you scared of. You scared of being outed, of your family finding out, your church finding out. So I called Pastor Jerome. Yup. I went there. Now, Rashad was real involved in his church. Sat in the third pew every Sunday with his grandma, wore a clean suit, always acting all righteous. I called the church, said I needed to speak to the pastor about something spiritual. That man called me back in 10 minutes flat. We sat down that Wednesday. I brought printouts. Yeah, girl. I printed the messages. The pics. I told Pastor Jerome, I think one of your members is battling demons and hiding from God. I think he needs prayer. Real calm. Real fake holy. He was shook. Said, we gotta lift this up. This is serious. Next Sunday? That man called a deliverance service. Whole sermon on spiritual deception and hidden lust. You already know what came next. They laid hands on Rashad so hard, he fell out. They had people speaking in tongues, crying, shouting. I stood in the back like, mmhmm. I did that. He ain't speak to me for 3 weeks. Then he hit me like, you foul as hell. I said, nah. You fake as hell. I just exposed it. Word got out fast. Somebody at the church had filmed a clip and it ended up on Facebook. Rashad's mama found out. His grandma stopped speaking to him. That boy had to move out the crib he shared with his cousin. I heard he quit his job, dipped out of state. Do I feel bad? A lil. Not 'cause of what I did. But 'cause it really showed me how much people would rather see somebody suffer than accept who they are. Rashad ain't never even do nothing violent or crazy. He just lied. Used me. And I ain't like being a cover. I took that personal. Now, let me be real. I ain't perfect. I was petty. I was hurt. But I ain't gon' act like I regret it all the way. I regret how far it went. I regret how it looked. But that nigga broke my heart while hiding in mine. That count for something. Nowadays, I mind my business. Still doing hair. Got a new boo. Real chill dude, no sneaky vibes. Still petty though. I see Rashad pop up on socials sometimes under a new name. Looking different. Living somewhere out west. Seem happy. Maybe he needed that break. Maybe I gave it to him the hard way. I found out he was gay, so I called his pastor and had the whole church pray over him. And no cap, if I had to do it over, I probably would have made it a Facebook event. So boom. A few months passed since I called Pastor Jerome and had the whole church pray over Rashad. I thought that was the end. Like, story closed. Nigga disappeared off the grid, and I went back to stacking braids and minding my damn business. But you know the hood don't let nothing die, especially when church folks involved. My name still being whispered. You know how they do, won't tag you, but they posting them lil cryptic statuses like, some people play God and end up cursed. Girl, please. If anybody cursed, it's that dusty-ass lace front Deacon Tanya been wearing since Easter. Anyway. I'm still doing hair out my auntie's back room, and this girl named Naya comes through for some knotless. We vibin', music on, just regular. Outta nowhere she says, you know Rashad out in Atlanta now? I'm like, and how you know that? She goes, girl, I was out there last weekend visiting my cousin and saw him at Lenox. He got on a crop top and some Balenciagas, walkin' hand in hand with this lil light-skinned dude with curls. Looked happy too. I ain't even know what to say. I just blinked. Like, wow. He really out. I ain't gon' lie, I had a lil lump in my throat. Not out of regret, but just shock. Like, damn. All that shit I pulled and he still got to live how he wanna. That boy got exiled from the block, dragged through his own church, lost half his family, and still popped back up fly and free. Next thing I know, Keisha, my messy-ass cousin, sending me screenshots from some gay-ass podcast on YouTube. Rashad was on it. I ain't even recognize him at first. He got this new twist-out look, his skin glowin', and he talkin' like he on Oprah. Telling the whole damn story. Said, yeah, I was outed by a girl I was seeing. She weaponized the church against me. Weaponized. Girl, he made me sound like the villain in a Tyler Perry movie. He even said my name. First name only, but still. Talking about how I betrayed him, made him feel like he was gonna end his own life. Said it took him months to trust again. Called it spiritual trauma. I had to pause the video. Now part of me was hot. Like, don't play with me like I just woke up one day and decided to ruin you. But another part. I don't know. Felt something. Guilt? Nah. But like, damn. That ain't how I wanted it to go. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept rewatching that clip. I kept hearing him say, I loved her in the way I knew how. It echoed in my head. I called Keisha, and she said, girl, you better not be feeling bad. That nigga lied, used you, and kept secrets. You ain't do nothing wrong. I said, yeah. But it look wrong now. I ain't sleep that whole night. Next morning I got up and made a post. Not an apology. But a reflection. I said, it's wild how you can think you're defending yourself and end up hurting someone worse than they hurt you. Life be messy. That's all I got. Tell me why that shit got shared 300 times. People thought I was talking about Rashad, which I kinda was, but I ain't named nobody. Still, the comment section turned into a whole therapy session. Some folks was dragging me. Others said they understood. One gay dude commented, "You did too much, but growth is growth." Then Rashad DM'd me. I stared at the message for like an hour. He said, "I saw your post. Can we talk?" I ain't know if I should ignore it or pull up. I sat on it for 2 days. Then I told him to meet me at the coffee shop off 38th where don't nobody from the neighborhood go. I ain't want no audience. He came. Different. Softer, somehow. He sat across from me, sipped his iced chai, and looked me in the eye. Said, "Thank you for showing up." I said, "I ain't know what else to do. I ain't never expect all this." He said, "I know." I was scared. "You were the only person I ever tried to be both with." That sentence hit me hard. We talked for a long time. About back then. About the church. About who we was pretending to be. I asked him why he ain't just tell me. He said he was trying to survive. I told him, "You made me collateral damage." He said, "You made me a cautionary tale." Touché. We didn't hug. We didn't cry. We just sat there. Two people who used to be something real fake. Something built on lies and fear and Sunday morning performances. When we left, he said, "I don't hate you. I just had to survive you." And I said, "Same." That was it. Now I don't tell this story for clout. I tell it 'cause people think shit just be one-sided. Like somebody the villain and somebody the victim. Sometimes? We both the storm. Rashad gone stay in Atlanta. I stay in the Midwest. We ain't cool. But we not enemies no more. I heard his mama still won't talk to him. That part still sit weird with me. 'Cause I know I had a part in that. Whether I meant it or not. But I also know I ain't who I was then. I still go to church. Not the same one. I go with my auntie now to a lil storefront joint where the pastor don't yell and nobody fake cries. I keep to myself. Ain't trying to be seen. Ain't trying to expose nobody. Just here. Some days I wonder what woulda happened if I handled it different. If I had just walked away quiet. But the old me wasn't built for quiet. The old me needed revenge more than peace. I guess that's the real part one regret. Not what I did. But what it turned me into while I did it. That's the story. I found out he was gay, so I called his pastor and had the whole church pray over him. But it didn't end there. 'Cause now I gotta pray over me.